Hey, this week's YKWD is sponsored by BetterHelp. Start living a happier life today. As a listener, you get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/dude. What's going on? It's Robert Kelly here, and I want you to join my Patreon. I got this.
Why is Andrew Schultz sitting like a lesbian?
I got that.
Take a look.
This too.
Oh, what's in the box?
Dude. Oh, whoa. I've been waiting months for this. And check this out. Oh, no. All right, we have a special guest coming in. Your background, what is that?
Hold on a second. Somebody's teasing me. Hold on a second. That's not my fault. Okay, sorry.
This is on there.
I think we definitely empowered trolls. We gave trolls a template for how to nail each other.
And this.
Less titty challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did you break your bed? It don't matter. I think that's it. Nope, you get this too. Dude.
It's always been fun to be friends with you doing stand-up comedy all these years.
So hit the button, click it, patreon.com/Robert Kelly. You'll thank me later.
Patreon.com with Robert Kelly. I talked to Uncle Junior Johnny Sheck the other day. It's good for business.
I want to tell you about a amazing company that me and my wife found. We've been going to New Hampshire for the last 30 years, vacationing, and we love it up there. We've been renting and we've been a guest, and we've always wanted to own, but we couldn't afford it. It was just out of our reach until we found Tiny Homes of Maine. This company is amazing. It's a husband and wife. It's a family-owned business, and they make the most amazing tiny homes on the market. They're built to withstand Maine winters, and they look amazing. They're fully customizable, and they have 3 different sizes. You should check them out. If you're thinking about, having a second home or maybe downsizing or, just having an office, go tiny. And go to Tiny Homes of Maine. The company is amazing, and they help you every single step of the way, from finding the right one for you, from making it from the ground up, and to finding about the laws in your area and financing. You couldn't go with a more amazing company and a more amazing family than Tiny Homes of Maine. Yeah, baby. We're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. YKWD. I started social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast. YKWD's back again. Old school, back in the day, where it all started, before them all. YKWD. This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules. Shut up. You're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry, it's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original.
Hey, welcome to, what is this? YKWD. My name is Rich Vos, if you don't know. I'm filling in for Bobby. He's on the road opening for, on tour with Louis C.K.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, Bobby's a good opener. And you know what? I'm here with 2 other openers. Rosebud, Rosebud just opened for Bert Kreischer.
For Christ's sake.
Didn't you just open for Bert?
Yeah, I did.
And,
That's cool.
And Mike opens for Mike Feeney.
I know.
Fucking butthole.
I'm one of those guys that opens the club like the first weekend where they're just still beta testing everything and there's like half floods and the wait staff is all
I'm the
all
one that closes the club. Well, look, we didn't do enough numbers and the boards come up. I mean, I'm here with Mike Cannon, Rosebud. We've been, they've had technical difficulties, so we've been here for like 40 minutes. And we have nothing left to talk about.
Yeah, you guys missed the actual podcast. We nailed it, but now there's nothing left.
We've talked about comedy, addiction, kids, people we hate.
I've never seen you as engaged and interested as you were during the real conversation.
Oh, no, I'm studying for a role.
Bobby's?
One of Bobby's? I want to play the back of his neck. No, I mean, because I like you too. I mean, there's comics but they go.
Wait, you didn't say anything just now. You just made noises.
Well, there's comics. You hello, goodbye. But
right.
I like you. I like working with you guys, and and Bobby said, or the producer asked, "Who do you want?" And I go, "Get whoever." And I said, I don't care as long as they're as sparkling white as you two. Fuck, I feel like I'm at a WASP convention. But no. And you know what I think, Rosebud? What
do you think? What do you think?
The last time I sat with Rosebud,
that sounded like the Forrest Gump moment when he's like, thought.
Well, because when we were sitting at the solo one night, me, her, and Andy, and he looked at my tattoos and he goes, "Roses."
Yeah.
He goes, "You even got tattoos about her?" Right? And something I go, "I only sleep with headliners." But here's the thing.
And then turn them into middles.
I've worked. No. Here's the thing. And real quick, and I've had Rosebud on shows. We've worked together. And if
we did that tent in Connecticut.
Yeah, we did a tent. We did a Stress Factory.
2 tents.
Two tents.
Yeah.
So if that was Bonnie and a comic kept working with her and stuff.
Right.
I would go, are you fucking him? That's what I would say. Or in my head, I would think, because I'm very attractive. So I would think Andy would go, is Vos a creep?
What's so weird is he was never even
not even
concerned even a little bit.
Good. No, because when he said that,
and he's very insecure.
No, but when he said that, because when he said that thing about the roses, I'm going, he doesn't think anything.
No.
He was only concerned when he tried to go down on her and rings fell out of her vagina.
Thank you, Roman nickel haircut. Ugh. Look like a coin from the fucking.
You don't like it?
I love your haircut.
Oh, thank you.
I love how quickly Mike he'll laugh and then he'll be like, "No, but seriously."
Yeah, Dad.
Who dyes
Comedy Dad?
That hurt my feelings.
Who dyes her hair gray?
Who dyed their hair gray?
No, so anyhow, because I always and Bonnie, I always want now, especially after last night, a female comic in the middle because it's such a different perspective.
What happened last night?
Oh, I did some one-nighter, and it was just some hacky urban comic in the whitest room,
right?
And it was just so horrible.
But he crushed, right?
Well, first of all, white people are the biggest hypocrite, pandering, fucking worst human beings on the planet. White people,
audience.
Yes. No, they really are.
Worst people.
They are. Because no matter what this
I
guy
love
says,
whites personally, so.
No matter
audience-wise, they suck.
Yeah, no matter what this guy says, look, I was doing the Stress Factory one night. And there was 3 black girls, and they were great. We're talking. And I go, "What are you doing?" I mean, what do you, they were celebrating. She goes, "Oh, we're celebrating. It's her birthday." Right? And the white ladies next to her, I mean, there was 5 or 6 middle-aged white ladies. They started clapping, right? Because I go, "You wouldn't be clapping if she moved next door to you, you fucking phony." Right? Because they're phonies.
Yeah, but did they turn to you and say, "Well, statistically, they shouldn't be here." So it's great. They've exceeded expectations.
So last night, the guy was horrific. So when you have, when you're headlining, you know who you want in front of you.
Yeah.
You want to bring who you think is funny,
or
who you think will make the show better. That's all. I used to have Katie. I used to think, I still do. I haven't seen her. Vecchione's girlfriend, Katie
Hannigan. She's
did
killer.
shows with me.
So funny.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a complete off-speed pitch from you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you want, is sensibility-wise, you want it to match in the sense that it's not going to be completely opposite and weird from your audience, but you also don't want it to be a carbon copy of what you discuss, what you talk about, the way you tell jokes. That couldn't be a better show.
I want a joke teller.
Yeah.
I want somebody who tells. I used to have Adrian, who's fucking
Iapalucci.
Yeah,
fucking so amazing.
So you see comics, and when I used to, what do you call it?
Adrian's perfect too because she's so goddamn dark.
Yeah.
That after that, it's all green lights.
And plus,
Yeah.
you know the audience is going to hate her, so I'm going to kill. I'm only, she's so funny. But when I used to judge roast battle, I used to see so many funny.
Yeah.
That's why I saw you, Katie. You know, just there was so many funny comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny though is like I'm at a position where I can sometimes bring somebody, but not all the time. But I would like to ask a female to open for me because I do like that. I like that off-speed pitch. I like that it's a completely different perspective, all that stuff. But I feel like the stage is set where I don't want to come off as weird. I think, you know, we're spending a weekend together. We're not really that close of friends. You know what I mean? So it just feels like an odd thing.
Well,
yeah,
but I'm not talking about when I go on the road. Like these are local Jersey, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I go on the road. You know, I'm not making enough money or big enough to bring a middle. They have a local middle that they give, you know, 20 whatever.
Right.
You know,
but I mean, even like Northeast weekends.
No, yeah, but
you know?
But what I don't like about the local features is that they'll go on and they'll fucking kill with like 25 minutes of just like references, like just local references, and they're just murdering. And then you get up on stage and they're like, ew, like they get so upset because you're not talking about the fucking ice cream Kong or whatever the fuck place that they go to on Fridays where their kids sell drugs behind the back.
Or Cynthia that blew two guys at the PTA meeting.
Yeah. What the fuck? So
he's doing crowd work to their past.
Yeah.
I've had people go on where I'm like, you're gonna be making references in fucking Huntsville or wherever that I'm not gonna be able to make. And now you're setting me up to fucking fail, and they know they're doing it.
They try to be gunslingers.
Yeah.
They follow that. Oh, shut up, you stink.
Right.
Yeah. Come to New York.
Yeah.
Come to New York. Do 5 minutes.
Yeah.
With just that.
And the whole thing I got out of that is she's working Huntsville and I'm not.
Me too. That's instantly, I was like, all right.
Where in Huntsville?
The Sky Dome?
The local, you just want to work with people you like or you connect with or you have, what I deal with in life, other comics might deal with. Some might.
Yeah.
So it's good to be with them instead of for me to be with some fucking, comic that's fucking in the dressing room drunk out of their fucking minds or high or something.
Yeah.
I've been, I go in dressing rooms in certain clubs and you smell so much pot and you're like, you know what? And I'm not saying they have problems or not.
Yeah.
I have the problem.
Right.
I'm the problem.
I can't wait till I get the confidence to smoke weed in a green room. I always go to the side of the club like a fucking beta.
Well, I mean, out of respect, at least, or I get
you're headlining, you can do it.
Yeah,
really? Because I still feel weird.
No,
you can do it. I mean,
all right.
I get the comics, the middles. What did the guy last week?
The computer just fell apart over there. Literally, the computer just fell. The computer itself collapsed.
I gotta tell you, the look of just disarray on the whole team's face is really fun because Joe is the happiest angry, but the two of them, Nicole, I've never seen her face this way, and she
Mush
produces
is literally he's trying to find a wire to hang himself with.
Well, when you say team, if I own this team, there would be a lot of trades tomorrow. Okay, when you say team. Oh God. Oh wait, no, what's the worst when I get the middle that goes, can I sell? What did the guy last week he was selling? Oh, he had bumper stickers. He had a comic book. He made a comic book, but he had 3 series. If you bought all 3, you got the bumper sticker free. And he also had, like those bracelets, like the
like
Chancellor,
snap
the 8
bracelets?
bracelets. No, the little rubber ones.
Oh, like the Livestrong?
Like for
Yeah.
Like the ones that were cool in high school?
Yeah.
All right.
So he was selling them and he goes, can I sell you? I go, yeah, down the fucking hall.
Yeah. That's funny when they're like a roadside stand.
Yeah.
And they just have merch that has nothing to do with what they're doing up there. They're like selling just different
selling
shit.
candy bars. I gave it to Bobby. Is it here? I think he put his.
There is no way a candy bar survived Bobby. That's the new documentary. It's not. It's Surviving R. Kelly, but it's a Snickers and Bobby.
Oh wow! I don't go after people's weight.
Right.
Anymore. So they're selling. You know what the thing is? I didn't sell anything until I got my first CD or album.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a comic. You're not a fucking variety store.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I never say no. Never.
Some people, Rich, use comedy as a way to get into opening a store in Chinatown. Okay. Some people, this is just their way in.
But also, you almost have to agree with the just general sense of having to sell something, because the criminality behind the pay for features is so brutal that it's like, I totally get why you felt compelled to sell something, because you have to be losing money.
Yes, I would never say no.
Right.
Never. Because I'm not, the money I'm making and the money they're making, I don't care if I sell my CDs or not. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But you just can't stand first. They have to see me first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't
Do you pay your features extra? Do you pay out of your own pay?
A lot of times, not a lot of times, I'll tip the feature or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it depends how much I'm making or how much I like them.
Right.
If they stink.
Yeah.
Or if they're just locals.
Yeah.
They're not, but it depends who it is and how much I'm making. I'll throw them something. I'm not like crazy Attell that throws hundreds around, but I don't make that kind of money. I make decent, but I give them something.
Yeah.
Or
do you?
I do, but only when I've brought someone that is, I feel like above it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'm like, you're doing me a favor by being here.
Right.
And
I never have to worry about that. I have Sagalo.
But who?
I just give him bird seed.
I just throw Burger King under his hotel door.
That's hilarious. But who's booking two middles to cut down? Your whole crew, I like your crew. Yeah, it depends. You want to give them something.
Yeah. But I feel like if they're at a place where they feel like, if they react to me asking them to feature like I'm someone bigger than I am, then I'm like, your chance to get more money just went out the window, because now you've made me feel like I'm doing you a favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're someone that I came up with and I'm like, hey, would you come feature? Because I just want it to be a fun weekend and I want a fun hang. Then I'm like, I'll pay you to like come.
Yeah.
If I weekend.
I've had where I want to play golf with somebody and I'll go, look, we'll just co-headline.
Yeah.
Even though that person's not wouldn't really headline,
right.
or I'll just go, I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
I think that happened once, but or maybe it canceled. I don't remember.
I canceled it and I made an announcement on Instagram.
But I've never had a headliner back in the day give me extra. I had a club owner once give me $200.
Yeah, it's really different now. Like, I think the way that things are now compared to the way things were when like you were coming up, I feel like I don't know, you might say it's like entitlement, but I also feel like it's just the way that the market has changed, because there's so much money to be made in comedy now. Like, there's so much. I don't remember when you were coming up, like your generation of comics, there were like 2 that were doing arenas, right? Max.
Well, back in
now,
the day.
But when Rich was first coming up, they gave him sacks of coins.
Yes. Yeah, they did arenas, but his name was Caesar.
But now there are so many comics doing theaters and arenas, and it's like there's just so much money to be made in comedy.
Yeah,
now.
comedy's too popular. That's why we're having all these problems. It expanded beyond people that actually like it and has now reached the general masses, and that's why we're getting in trouble for saying funny
also
things.
too, and I talked about this downstairs. I was talking about this with Mike when I was coming up, and this isn't, it's not an excuse, but it's reality. We didn't have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Right.
To promote like comics do now.
Yeah.
So a lot of it now is promotion over comedy.
Yeah.
A lot of it. There's comic. I mean, there was never, ever a time I would go into a club and on Thursday night there was a YouTube star because there was no YouTube, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't.
Did they have the days of our lives thing? Like, did they have the soap opera meet and greet?
That's when it started to fall apart. But they would have the soap operas like in the day, or a Sunday.
Wait, what? They would have
soap opera stars would come in and do
into comedy clubs.
Yeah, do hello
as if there's no other venue.
But I think that was only East Coast.
I don't know. I think there's like appearances that happen all the time, whether it's like soap opera or drag or something like that. That's an alternative to what stand-up is. They bring those people in on slow nights, which is like, listen, everybody completely open to make their money in certain ways, but it does dilute
I get
how we get in and do it.
Here's what's wrong with, I mean, there's nothing wrong. A club owner's got to do what they got to do to stay open. I have to do what I have to do to pay my bills. But when you have an internet or YouTube or whatever, and this, I'll tell you how it ruined in New York. And Joe Schmo walks in and watches it and goes, "What the fuck? I'm never coming back here." You know, it's. But then again, that YouTube is going to sell out 2 shows on a Thursday.
There's 20,000 other idiots that'll buy those tickets
in a second. See, the worst thing that happened to comedy in New York
is those glasses.
Was your dollar store.
Literally my grandma's glasses.
You look like a fun art teacher.
You look like you stepped out of Candyland.
Like Miss Lippy from Billy Madison.
Just smearing lipstick all over your face.
Just calm down, low budget Nicole Kidman.
I mean, don't pretend like that was better than what I
know. I laughed at both real hard. That was a comeback. He was a cornered cat.
It wasn't even that mean. It wasn't even that mean.
It was kind of nice.
I mean, a low budget Nicole Kidman. It's like her without all the fucking plastic in her face.
Okay, I'm not a comic.
There's
you have
some of
plastic
it
in your face,
but not enough.
You just don't got.
I really did get so much Botox this last time that I was like, I can't ever go back. I could not. I was trying to hail a cab. I was like,
oh my god!
Like my eye was like,
load,
okay, this
like
this is bad. Yeah, I went to a gay guy. He went nuts.
He's like, I have the serum to take.
Woo! Yeah, he was like,
I keep buying shit, or I bought it twice online to wipe under your eyes to get rid of the bags. It does
work.
nothing.
No, you got to get filler.
What's filler? What do you mean?
Yeah, you have to get shots. Dude,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I'm not doing that.
So
Don't
weird.
do it. You'll look so weird. I think when men get work done, they look bizarre.
Yeah. Look
they
at
look
Dane.
so crazy.
Look at Dane, man. He looks like
I think
fucking.
isn't that like HGH? Like, what is he? What's?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm just seeing his face being different than if his face aged naturally,
Yeah.
and it just looks. It looks like somebody who drank. Like if somebody boozes up, like all of my friends now have that mid to late 30s booze face where it's a little punchy and you look like you've been through a couple battles, like you're in the 8th round of something.
Yeah.
That's also what it looks like when you start shooting shit into your face and you're a dude.
Yeah.
And you go through weight fluctuations or whatever.
Say a guy, and I'm not doing any of it because I'm done. But say a guy got a facelift. What is it? They cut up here and that would get rid of the bags under your eyes.
I have no idea what a facelift.
I don't
know.
know.
They make an incision back here and then pull it.
I think they pull.
Oh God!
your-
Can you imagine them pulling your face?
No, you walking around with a fucking tight face.
Oh, that's got to be horrible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I
fucking horrible.
I have no interest. I can barely
get-
put on moisturizer.
I would
Feels
get.
weird.
I would get. What do you call it? Liposuction to take, but even that is not healthy.
Where would you get it?
In my stomach, because my upper body's fucking muscle. But over the pandemic, I gained like 8 pounds.
You don't need liposuction.
You've gained more than 8
for
pounds.
Not lipos. Yeah, where they suck the fat out.
But you don't need to do that for 8 pounds.
Maybe
You could-
10 pounds.
You could just work out though.
I work out all the time. I work out. I do 500 crunches. I lifted today. I did back. My upper body's smoking. But when you get older, okay.
How's your diet?
Let's not get crazy.
Let's not I don't want to go crazy. I just want to spend $50,000 to get this removed.
How much do you think it costs? Probably 12.
I think $50K.
No.
Have you ever watched a
I mean,
liposuction?
look it up. Mush, how much is liposuction?
There's
What's
no
that
internet.
called?
You're asking him?
Why am I? Yeah.
Somebody go
we're
on the
literally
phone.
podcasting from a log cabin.
I know. Hey, Tom Sawyer.
It's like Owen Benjamin's show.
Generally costs about $3,000.
Everybody put your
Wait,
hoods on.
What? What'd you say?
It says $3,374 as of 2017.
As of 2017.
3,000?
Yeah, for what though? Not for the stomach. That's probably for the chin or the face.
Yeah, that's like a little bit of lipo.
Yeah,
that's the average fee for around the country. So
no way. It's got to be at least 15,000.
I don't know. Maybe it's just so typical
here's the
now
thing.
that it's gone dead. They have
Maybe.
probably Groupons.
But here's the thing: if you get like liposuction, that's what I heard. And my left hand's getting big.
Yeah, let me tell you
It's
about
fine.
lipo.
If you get it in your stomach, the fat is not supposed to come back to where you get it. This is I don't know if I'm right about this.
Yeah.
I only read the headlines. So if the fat is, it's got to go somewhere, and it might build up around your heart or something, and it's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, not to mention, then you still look weird with your shirt off because it looks like your belly button is a sinkhole. Like everything is kind of just spilling into that area as opposed to like naturally kind of gaining shape back.
Yeah.
I mean, I got pure stomach. Once you have stomach muscles in life, you don't lose them. You just get fat over them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got pure. My shit is dope.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm jerking off in the mirror, I'll flex and I come like a jackrabbit.
Why are you looking back at the mirror? You're looking at your tanned ass.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's so fucking round. Oh,
I picture you with a Johnson & Johnson tan line, just like a brief where it's just white on your ass. and you're like,
Mistaking
"Look at
his
that."
waist for a pair of tits.
I'll spank me. You go, who's a bad girl?
You don't even have to change the rings.
Listen,
Polish up the nails.
you know, I wouldn't do any of that shit. Like the Botox, like I can't believe that Rosebud comes on air and goes, I did Botox. Like,
Yeah.
isn't that something that girls don't want people to know?
Yeah, but they all do it. So that's why
You don't care?
Well, then
don't
look
care.
at her. You can tell. It's 4K.
you can't fucking tell.
How can you tell? Where did
You can't tell.
What do
Everyone
you do it
can
in your
tell.
eyes? Your like, what do you?
I do it
Look at
right
her. Her
here.
forehead.
Yeah?
And
her
I do it right
cheeks.
here.
Why? Why don't you just? You got bangs.
I don't get anything in my cheeks.
You got bangs.
So?
Yeah, that's to cover the incision.
Yeah, that's how they do Botox. They
It's
cut
like-
your forehead open every 6 months.
It's like $300 Botox. I heard, right?
Yeah.
And
First of all, Rosebud doesn't do the normal Botox. Her family is like a high-up Republican elite family. She
I got
eats
my
stem
recommendation
cells
from
like they're
Emma
apple.
Willman, okay?
yeah, you just ratted her out.
Wow.
Yeah, but Emma would talk about it.
Oh.
This isn't like
No, she's really...
no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't give a shit. She would not care. Emma.
I do
real
like
quick,
I
let me
do
just
like
call-
that you spend all that money to make sure that this is like, you know, pristine and nice, and then you have the simple jack bangs.
Listen, they're not simple, Jack. Watch it, sassafras.
But I mean, $300, you could really buy nice clothes.
I have nice clothes.
Rosebud is so rich, she dresses like this to fit in.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you guys
Yeah.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Then leave.
She's wearing gold chainmail underneath.
She's got gold leaf skin.
I have solid gold tits, and that's it. I try to stay casual.
Some James Bond tits from Goldfinger. So, $300.
Yeah, it's $300. You
How
go
long does
in.
it last? Listen, I know people that do it.
It lasts for it depends on your metabolism.
Uh-huh.
If you have good metabolism, it lasts like 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. So I run like 3 times a week. Okay. So if I'm running and I'm doing
Does your
cardio,
audience ever catch you? Sorry. They're not all good.
I hated that. That was,
So did I.
you
No,
felt it.
I didn't even know what
You said
happened.
sorry before it even landed.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's
Ah.
Whoa.
I do that too much.
Just ran out the door.
I say that right when I go and say sorry.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry.
I've been starting sets like that where I'm like, I really hope this goes well because
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
I don't care anymore about being funny. It's so I don't see the point. Anyway, we'll get into that later. It's
Yeah.
a fucking
Can I ask?
existential crisis.
Do you have to get it right when it wears off, though? Like,
No.
so are you every 3 months? Like, because people that do, like, say, steroids, and you do a couple cycles and then you get off, if you don't maintain, you get bitch tits, your stomach gets all fucking bloated.
No,
and
that's
weird.
the thing about Botox is like if you get it twice a year, you're still preventing yourself from getting wrinkles because you're getting wrinkles from using those forehead muscles a lot and like getting those lines.
That's all
I literally can't.
It's like my entire comedy.
Yeah, no, I can't move my fucking forehead. I'm paralyzed from my eyebrows up. When I try to lift my eyebrows, it feels like lifting weights. Like it's so hard.
That stinks.
It really, I'm like,
that's from all the.
This is the best I can do.
So you got to stop it. You're going to get addicted to it, and it's going to fucking ruin your forehead.
I've been doing it for like 4 years, and it's great.
But I love the fact that you don't even know. So you haven't even unlocked full Rosebud potential on stage because once you add facial expressions.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to save those for my third special.
I'm telling you.
Holy shit, she's moving her
She's doing act outs.
Wait, it just
my
cracked.
forehead.
Holy shit, it cracked.
You move your eyebrow, a piece of your forehead falls at your foot.
You know, it's so funny when you say you don't care. Like, last time I was coming back from this gig.
Yeah.
And I go, man, they pay me too much. Like, my wife has a whole new just outlook on life. You know, you just, and I wanted to call the people and go, you didn't have to pay me this. You know, they pay me a lot for a Monday night. It was a lot.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, you call me and you go, you know, thank you. That was generous. Not like I don't deserve it because I deserve whatever I can get. But she was saying about comedy. She goes, you can do whatever you want on stage. You've already proved yourself throughout his, you know. She goes, look at Norm Macdonald. The stuff, and it's so true. But then again, Norm was famous too, you know, and he was known for doing like. Did you hear the Larry King interview with Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
How fucking
closeted
funny.
homosexual.
So funny.
It's so funny. Or did you hear him on The View when he was talking about Bill Clinton's murdering people? So funny.
Well, and then he had that sincere side where he was also talking about B.B. King and wanting to match his live dates and being like, you know, like earnestly, like I never got there. and they were like, oh, put their hand on his back.
Yeah.
But that kind of that attitude and that comedy is so fucking funny when you just don't care.
Yeah.
Instead of tap dancing for the audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know who's my favorite at doing that and who I like kind of came up?
You're doing a podcast with them.
That's one of them for sure. I mean, your entire school of people, you know what how I feel about you. But Kurt Metzger.
Oh, great.
Metzger is one of those dudes that truly looks like he does not give a fuck whether or not people are enjoying it or not because he understands innately it's hilarious. Like he's so confident in his own ability.
How funny is his stuff on? He is so fucking funny. As a stand-up.
He's my favorite comic.
He's so
great.
I mean, he's at a level. You know who else got so fucking good as Shane Gillis?
Yeah, Shane's
like
awesome.
he used to open. I used to bring him to open, and he was a good comic.
Yeah.
Whatever. He was just fun to hang out with. And I watched him I don't watch too many comics. You know, for an hour.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Well, I think once you have like the entire country calling you a racist,
it
probably is pretty easy to let go and let God and just perform for 200 people that came to see you anyway.
Yeah.
Shane's hilarious.
Yeah. And there was another guy who's really funny. He used to be on Anthony's podcast, the sidekick.
Dave Landau.
Dave, have you watched him?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really funny.
How is he not? I mean, he's known now because he's doing some big conservative podcast.
Yeah.
But
Crowder or something.
Yeah, that guy, whoever he is.
I don't know him.
Who, Dave?
Yeah.
I watched him at Uncle Vinny's one night. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going, his delivery, his timing, his, you know, when you see somebody that's so unique. I did one radio show.
There was so much liquid in that grunt. Did you hear that? It sounded like a family was drowning in the back of your throat.
My house flooded.
At least one cat.
Would you suck it up with your mouth?
Yes, I said that. Yes. No, I started it. I fell asleep.
Like a septic tank.
I've said it before. I am over the moon. It makes me delighted. I feel good. I feel like I'm actually helping when I have this type of sponsor come on my show because I really believe that BetterHelp is helping people. It's a great way to better your mental health. The last year and a half has been a huge year for me, and I'm still trying. I had a bad day today. Okay. It's not something that you take a pill or you talk one time or whatever and it goes away. Mental health for a lot of us. Look, man, I'm a lifer and I need assistance. I need somebody to be there on the other end. And I'm telling you, if you look around and you wonder why, hey, what's going on? Why am I not happy like everybody else? Is something preventing you from achieving your goals? You know, I mean, I tell you, I had the anger, I had the frustration, I still have the temper, I still have these things that trigger me off. And BetterHelp will, help you find the perfect match and get you your own licensed professional therapist. Okay. Connect in a safe, private online environment. It's so convenient. I mean, this is so amazing. You don't have to leave your home. You don't have to drive 40 minutes into the city, find a parking spot, and deal with all that garbage. You don't have to pull into a lot and hope, am I going to get a spot and wait in some stupid room with other people and feel uncomfortable? And is somebody listening to your session? Nope. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's not self-help. This is professional counseling. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video and phone sessions, all without ever having to leave the comfort of your own home. Licensed professional counselors who specialize depression, stress, anxiety, trauma, anger. Anger, Bobby. Bobby, I got the violent anger and the anxiety, dude. Anything you share is confidential. It's convenient, professional, and affordable. Okay? I'm telling you, you gotta take care of your brain. Look, a lot of people go to the gym. A lot of people take care of their bodies, what they put in their bodies. What do you put in your soul? What do you do for your brain, your spirit, your mind? Okay? I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/dude. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dude. Check it out. Listen, no matter how you're feeling about getting back out there, there's no denying it's crazy. It's tough. It's not as easy as you think it would be. And when it gets too loud, something I like to do is create my own soundtrack by popping in my Raycon wireless earbuds. Let me tell you right now, Raycon is the best way to listen to music, podcasts. Unbelievable. They come with a bunch of tips so you can make sure it's comfortable in your ear. Unlike other brands that you just stick in your ear and it hangs out, Raycon has 32-hour battery life. So you can listen as long as you want. It's crazy. I mean, crazy. 32 hours. They start at half the price. That's the best part of other premium brands. And they sound just as good. Half the price, just as good. Raycon, it comes with a 45-day happiness guarantee. All right, so you don't like them, you can return them, but you're going to love them. Just give them a try. You'll see what I'm talking about. Right now, YKWD listeners get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/YKWD. That's buyraycon.com/YKWD to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/YKWD.
Fucking drooled on the floor, a radio interview, and I only did one. Asked me about Norm. I worked with him twice. I wasn't one of these people that pretend I worked with him twice.
Yeah.
You're so good in comedy when you cannot, no one can steal what you do.
Right.
Like Kevin Meaney Only Kevin Meaney could do what Kevin Meaney did.
Yeah.
You know what I
Weirdly
mean?
enough, though, a lot of alt kids have tried. A lot of alt kids have done the meanie in their own way, and it's not ever materialized in as much success.
Do you know how many comics coming up stole or try to be like a Brian Regan or a David Tell?
Tell is like the most
a Voss.
Yeah.
So many of them. No, but Norm Macdonald, Kevin Meaney.
Dane also. Dane is a big spawner of people. Burr is a big spawner of people.
Yep.
Louis.
Burr, I don't get Burr, overrated. But I don't know about Luke. Colin is one of those.
Yeah, nobody could do that.
No one could do that. You know, Hicks was like that. Hicks used to walk across the stage back and forth, you know, and then.
But people have tried to take like the tone of that, the philosopher thing, and like turned it. I mean, there's a lot of young open mic or forever open micers that take on that persona as if they're this guy that has more to say than the laugh.
People have tried to rip off Hicks so much that people say Hicks isn't funny anymore.
Wait, say again?
Yeah.
People have tried to rip off Bill Hicks so much, people say Bill Hicks isn't funny anymore.
When people say
Well,
Bill
people
Hicks,
had said that before.
Yeah, no.
There were people saying that.
Yeah, but Hicks, here's the thing with Hicks, too. I worked with him like a lot of times, twice. And no, I don't know. I worked on the road with him a couple weeks at a time, you know.
Yeah.
And one night we were in 7-Eleven, something happened. The next night he did 10 minutes on stage. It was and this, I was maybe doing comedy for 2 years, 3. I go, I'll never be this funny as long as I live. He, one, died at 33. So, I mean, look how young he was. 2, he was doing this stuff so long ago, and it was way ahead of his time. You know, stuff he was talking about then, people are talking about now.
Yeah.
You know,
I've like homaged him in bits about psychedelics because you can't not.
Yeah.
It's like talking about it without referencing Terrence McKenna or something. He's so embedded in that world.
Yeah.
You almost have to.
Yeah. And people,
there's also a bunch of like albums that are cobbled together from stuff he would never have released after he died. So that's what a lot of people say when he's not funny. It's like, yeah, he wouldn't release that out there like that.
Yeah.
Mike is the biggest Hicks fan of all time.
Yeah, Mike's just got
Texas. Is that a Texas thing?
The Texas thing, but I think he's funny.
You love him.
I thought he was, this is my opinion, and I thought he was better than Kennison. I liked Kennison, but I thought Hicks was, I don't know.
I liked him more than Kennison.
You know,
Kennison was one of my
I thought,
favorites.
I mean, obviously Kennison was Kennison.
But but Kennison was also a firework. I mean, he was amazing and then awful. His second special where he walked them out on leashes was like, it was sad.
Well, the one guy that opened for him was funnier than all was Carl LeBeau, this comic. Did you ever work with him?
No, but I heard his story on Mark Maron's podcast. That's maybe the most heartbreaking tale of all time.
It's so sad, but I've worked with him and seen him work. He was so good. Mike, did you ever see Carl LeBeau?
I got to work with him. He was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. He destroyed every time I worked with him, he destroyed either at Hyenas or even with like a bar show in San Angelo. He just destroyed and like it's amazing. He
was on the Kennison tour, the Outlaws.
Yeah.
And he would go before Kennison. They made him go earlier because Kennison couldn't follow. I mean, he was just just a powerhouse.
Yeah.
You know,
it sucks because you wonder what somebody like Kennison could have developed into, where it's like if he allowed just the art to drive him as opposed to all the other bullshit, because his stuff was so fucking smart and ahead of its time and questioning religion and powerful and in that type of like prowling minister way, like that. Who knows what it could have become? But I mean, you know,
I think
it might have sucked.
I think he would have reinvented himself to some, you know, I mean, but he was partying, you know, he's hanging out with major rock stars and they're fucking,
how do you not?
You know, you're Kennison.
Yeah.
You're fucking wearing a fucking the long coat. Right. You're doing fucking coke. You're hanging with fucking Leslie West or whoever. I don't fucking know.
Also, I think it's just a part of the, you know, when you move out to LA and you become, you know, Hollywood, because Hollywood shows you as like this thing, this character, and then if you are under enough of an influence, you start to believe that that's who you are, and then you just try to. It's the same thing that happens to podcast hosts. Like you literally you see these podcast hosts start to believe that they are actually like smarter than everyone, and it's like no, there's just a lot of people that are very lost. You know what I'm saying? And and so are you. Like it's this thing where we want to believe that we are more important or that we're like there's like a legacy that we have. And I think I don't know. I look at like Kinison and I'm like, that's what happened there. He went to Hollywood. He started to believe what everybody fucking told him, and then he fucking died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get I get that.
You know?
When you get that big and famous or whatever, you have yes people all around you. I've seen it.
Right.
And whatever you do, yeah, that's good. That's good. No one will say.
No one's going to tell you
when
that
I worked
sucked.
with Chris on the Oscars, fucking Jenny, like if Chris said, Jenny was the most honest, he would go, you can't do that, Chris.
Who's that?
Richard Jenny.
Oh, okay.
He would say, you know,
I thought you were talking about a woman named Jenny.
No, you know, the first Oscar.
Yeah.
He would go, no. And he was honest. He goes, that stinks, or don't do that.
Yeah.
And when you're that famous, you have so many yes people around you.
Right.
That are saying, oh, no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You know, you can't listen to those people. And then a lot of people.
And it's tricky because when you start to get famous, you have so many people around you that you came up with that get so fucking bitter about it.
Yeah.
And then you start to have to pull yourself away from those people because they're telling you like, you know, you start to feel shitty about the good things that are happening in your life.
Yeah.
But in the process, you become so isolated with all these people that are being like, yeah, you're great.
Yeah.
That you don't have anybody to like keep you humble. And it's this weird thing, you know?
That's true. I never looked at it that way about the people you came up with. A lot of them have anger and resentment.
Well, it's in New York. It's in New York. This is one of the things that I think New York, that bothers me about New York, but it's also the reason why I stay here is like that New Yorkers, we love hustle, but we hate ambition. Like we want to see you hustling all the fucking time, but God forbid you want success. You know what I mean? The second you fucking get success, everybody around you is like, oh, what? This fucking happened to you, you piece of shit? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
No, they always,
you know what I mean?
They stink.
Yeah.
They stink.
It's always you fucking stink, you know, or like something good happens to you, everybody's like, fuck you. And it's like, what the fuck?
You heard me? That's why I love being married to a comic, because we could hate the same person on the ride home.
Right.
Have you guys ever disagreed on on
we
hating
disagree
somebody?
we disagree with comedy a lot. You know, she's set up punchline. She's a writer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I write. We're just different.
Yeah.
But we both love comedy.
Yeah.
You know, and we see we can see a fraud.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, spot a fraud in the business. You know, but the public doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you go, hey, look, it is what it is. You come to I'm not competing with anybody but myself. Even my wife. I mean, sometimes, you know, you get jealous. Look, my wife's an executive producer on a Netflix show right now. She sold another show. You know, she's on fire. But we're not competing.
Yeah.
There's no, you know what I mean? And we're different comics, but we both can spot bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit, you know. But we have different tastes too, who she thinks is funny and who I think is, you know, is really funny. You know, it's just, but when we come together on somebody, oh, that's a great ride home.
Great.
It's like fun. It's like fucking.
We used to also, we used to drive home, and me and her, and we like them. We like them. They're friends. We would do the Sklar brothers all the way home, or we would do Wendy Liebman on the way home. Just Mr., who I think is a great comic.
Yeah.
Who I used to love her with her. So many people from Boston copied Wendy Liebman. That was another one that they copied.
Yeah. Well, but she kind of got it from Don Gavin.
You think he was a misdirect?
Oh yeah, he still does a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he has this great joke, and he's done it on an album, so I don't feel bad telling
Who
it.
the
But
fuck is Don Gavin?
Don Gavin
he's a
is like
killer
the godfather of Boston comedy.
Well, so is Lenny and Sweeney.
But he's he's like the oldest, oldest of the bunch, and he still drinks like a fish. Is just whatever. But he has these jokes where I worked with him in Aruba at Ray's room.
Yeah.
And every night he was talking about how we were driving to the club, which is hilarious because we're staying in the hotel where the club is, and everybody knew it. but he's talking about how he's like, and I'm driving and I'm speeding, and and Mike looks at me and he goes, Don, slow down. You're doing 85. And I looked at him and I go, so are you. I just fucking love that kind of joke, man, where it's like, it's simple. It takes a second. You're like, oh man, that was right there. It's so smart.
Yeah.
But he wasn't Mr. She was.
I mean, if you listen to a lot of his stuff, some of it is, but I think maybe the percussive delivery and the rhythm of it kind of feels a little similar. But Wendy then took it her own way. I'm not saying like carbon copy. It's like,
it's kind of like when you watch comics from Canada. A lot of them have that same kind of like rapid, like, I got to get this out before I die. Like someone's going to kill me in 5 minutes.
Are you just saying Nathan McIntosh?
Yeah, but Nathan, Alex Pavone, Dave Merhesh, Deb DiGiovanni.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like all of them have this kind of like, Steph Tolev is another one, where the pacing is similar for comics that come up in a certain area.
That's rough room energy.
Yeah.
That's because and similar, like Whitney Cummings talked about that years and years ago. She was like, you have belly room delivery, because back when the Comedy Store was still a shithole and nobody was going there, the belly room is like knife fight comedy. So you'd have to try to like beat people over the head with punchlines.
We did that in Jersey one-nighters for years.
Yeah.
Those ones. I mean, some style like Maria Bamford is at a whole nother level in comedy. You listen to her, you're going, besides the material, the characters, I'm going, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I also feel like she's someone, I mean, where did she come up? She came up in LA, right?
No, I think Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. She's from Minnesota.
I think Midwest.
I think she was a San Francisco comic for a while, like part of that Patton.
Yeah.
Greg Proops, those dudes.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain comics where
he was for a little while.
It was Baltimore, though.
Yeah.
He started in Baltimore.
Yeah.
There's certain comics where you can see that they came up in rooms that gave them the time.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That gave them that allowed them the time to figure it out, like to get their own pace. Like I regret sometimes the way that I did like LOL, right?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And LOL was like absolutely a night fight. Every fucking night was just just awful shows. I mean, I would go home and like read the Yelp reviews for that fucking place just to make myself feel better. You know, just
but you know what now is
to be like, oh, I was performing for people that were being robbed.
Right.
So
Literally.
it's not necessarily all my fault, you know? And sometimes I wonder like what kind of comic I would be if I had been in rooms that allowed me the time to just really figure things out.
But I think you're bulletproof because of that. Because then when you go in a room that allows you to figure it out, like downstairs, it's like taking the donut off the baseball bat, and then you have a light bat.
But you don't need to be bulletproof when you, at a certain point, you don't have to be that.
Oh, I mean, don't do it now.
That's what I'm saying. I go like, okay, I'm bulletproof, but I needed that for like the first 4 years. And now I have the time to like, relax.
Yeah.
Like 25 years ago, could be 20, I was doing the Aspen Comedy Festival. And you were in groups of like 4. And I think Maria Bamford was in my group. And she was having a tough time.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her going, this girl's fucking brilliant. These are the dumbest human beings on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
I'm going, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I worked with Norm Macdonald. We were working at the Comedy Stop in Atlantic City, which in the day, the room was a coat room, but it was a big, So it was me hosting, this guy, Teddy Bergeron from Boston, full-blown alcoholic at the time. I don't know if he's alive, sober, anything, and gambler. I loved him. Killed. He would kill.
Yeah.
And then Norm would go up, and they go, what the fuck is this? That Canadian accent.
Yeah.
Norm. And they switched. They put Norm in the middle and then Teddy at the end.
Jesus.
Teddy would be drunk out of his mind. The owner brought us in the dressing room or the office and said, this is the worst show in the history of this club. I think I go, you're the one who booked it.
Oh my God.
Like Norm was on, I was hosting, and someone yelled, bring the Jew back.
Oh my God.
But I would watch someone like Norm going, it's good that he didn't do well in that club.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's rooms that you do not want to succeed at all.
You know.
And it's funny you say that anymore because so Nicole, the producer, she came out with me on the road for Fairfield, Connecticut. Then we came back to the city, and it's just like a completely different vibe. And then the last show was at New York Comedy Club, 12:30 at night, and it was packed, super hot, but wildly chatty and like similar knife fight, but a positive knife fight.
Yeah.
But we have the tools to thrive in that situation. But I told her, I was like, I'm not going to do material.
Yeah.
Like there's no material is an instant loss.
Yeah.
If I start revealing myself to these animals who just want the party, you know, then it's a total L. And the only reason I know that is from doing fucking prom shows at 1:30 in the morning for my first 4 years of comedy.
Yeah.
And, you know, that like prepares you to basically do stand up in a cafeteria.
I've been feeling like I want to get back to that a little bit lately because over the pandemic, I didn't really, I was just not going up that much, you know, like I did road shit, but I never really did the park shows. I didn't really do the rooftop shit. I just was like, and in my mind at that point, I just sort of had reached, I was like, I don't have to keep doing this to myself. You know, I did this already, but you forget that like that's a skill that can be lost. That's a skill that really will go away. Wow. You know, and now if something happens on stage, like it does bump me a little bit. Like it didn't used to. I used to fucking thrive in those situations.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, one, if you're listening and you don't know a lot about comedy, to Mike Cannon, Connecticut is going on the road. But to most comics, it's an inconvenience. This fucking Jimmo, when he got, well,
we drove on a road.
I was on the road in I was on the road in Long Island over the weekend. We were doing the road. Okay, we came back the same night. You fucking
Isn't
asshole.
that funny? I would never call Long Island the road, but for whatever reason, that's even closer. And I called it the road. It was the hotel where 2 9/11 hijackers were staying. Seriously.
So, but I think you're wrong about that, Rose. I think once you have, it comes back, and it's like riding a bike. It comes back. You always, you want to work that muscle in your head. That's why Norton's so sharp, because he does radio every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like riding a bike if you've spent a year in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? It's not gonna it's not gonna come back like that.
No, not like that.
Yeah.
But it's still in you.
Yeah.
You're still, you know, you've experienced it many times. I mean, like I said, Jersey, we did club one-nighters that were fucking knife fights.
Right.
They should have had chicken wire in front of it. I mean, just brutal. There was a club, Betty's Fireside. They said 3 comics go in, none come out. The Thunder. I mean, just really tough. And I think what makes a lot of comics a stronger comic, if that's the kind of comic, is when you host for a long time and you're hosting shows with like 5 comics, 6 comics, because then it becomes your show and you direct it and whatever.
Yeah.
Someone has a tough set, you go back and get them. Someone kills, you do. So, and that's if you're that type of comic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you would never see like a Norm or Maria Bamford hosting a show unless it was Maria and Friends.
Right.
And it was,
you
know,
I'm curious if Norm did. I mean, I'm sure he must have. When he started, he must have hosted at some point. He
probably did open mics or guest spots. Or you think I couldn't see him hosting.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's certain comics. I think also too tri-state area comics, because we do so many one-nighters and rough rooms. It's a different breed of comedy, but you can go in anywhere. Look, back in the day in New York, I would do the Cellar or whatever, and then go do Luna Lounge, which was an alternative room in the same night. So I think there was more, way more different opportunities or different, I guess, diverse audiences. Than when you go.
Right.
But now you go on the road. They have alt rooms on the road. They have, urban rooms, whatever. You know.
It's so funny because alt rooms, like, we think of those as like very sensitive rooms, but then I think about alt comics, and so many of them are just doing an impression of someone with special needs. And I'm like, what about this is fine?
I thought you were going to say, and so many of them are rapists, which is also true.
Well, but you say all comics like, okay.
I'm not saying all of them.
No.
Like,
no, I know.
A lot of them,
Well, they think this is what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Let me go up and not get laughs.
Yeah.
So the other comics in the back,
that's like old alt. New alt now is like almost ripping off 80s comedians where they're just like almost hacky on purpose. And it's supposed to be ironic, but it's only because they don't know how to write a superior joke to what's already.
Well, it's like satirizing something they never understood in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck are you going to satirize this? You never even learned how to do it.
It's you get somebody like Todd Glass who can do all room.
Fucking best.
It's just he's so fucking funny.
He's pure comedy, man.
It's just so funny, and he came up doing the one-nighters we did back in Philly. These fucking hell gigs, back in Philly.
But that's what it takes. That's why it takes a truly original voice, a true artist, as queefy as that sounds, to get through that shit and still become Todd Glass and still become Maria Bamford, who all of them cut their teeth in shit rooms, and Norm and whatever. And then they have that completely original, nuanced, take your time voice where it's like, they could have been broken by the road. I've seen a bunch of comics that started out with an interesting perspective and then go into fucking vague areas and where it's like they just have road all over them. And then you see stuff like that and you're like, okay, it's possible to not be like, have it extinguish your full light.
Right.
But also too, road comics can be as funny. Like, it's arrogant and it's, it's
I didn't mean road comics. I meant road as in like appealing and middle of the road, easy bullshit.
I work with comics that probably wouldn't do that well in the city, but kill on the road. That doesn't make them bad comics.
Right.
It's just a different type of a style or you know what I mean?
Material.
But then also you see New York hacks and you see road hacks.
For sure.
See, everywhere. It's whatever. There's good, there's bad fucking carpenters. There's good, there's bad artists. There's good, bad comics. Whatever. It's just. I think
you got to stop with the noises.
The noises.
It's crazy.
I'm losing it.
It's really bad.
What noise?
It literally sounds like you just downed Mucinex.
Yeah, you sound like TJ Miller's old commercial.
It's crazy. It feels like something's living in your throat.
Listen to me. First of all, I'm going through. I'm transitioning.
Into what?
A headliner.
A swamp monster.
Swamp. I don't hear the saliva. It builds up. Bonnie yells at me. It's because
I need you to listen to this podcast.
I would rather listen. You need me to listen to this fucking bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll start an hour
It sounds
late.
like a homeless guy's jerking off in the back of your throat.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like.
Again? Jesus. Sometimes it gets a little scratchy. I'm
Scratchy would mean dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is wet boot territory.
Your throat has TrenchFoot. Okay?
Your throat sounds like your basement.
It sounds like the fucking Gowanus back
look
there.
at this. They're teaming up, folks. They're coming out. And they're going to drive home. Oh, man, did we get him? Oh, hey, Rosebud,
We're just going to be fist bumping. We're going to be fist bumping each other. We fucking flip the car over.
Can I tell this quick thing? Speaking of that, Bobby and Vos one night called me in succession to trash me. It just happened like that, right? And I had to leave the bedroom both times to just take this trashing. And Nicole's like hearing me giggle down the hallway. And then I come back in after Vos, the second person to call, it gives me, and I'm like, I walk in and she goes, "How cool do you feel right now?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I do feel kind of cool." I was like, "Yeah."
What were they trashing you about?
Everything. I don't know, life, whatever. Vos called me and with Bobby on the line to tell me how much White Lotus sucked, and I recommended it.
Yeah,
to
this
him.
fucking idiot owes me 6 hours. This fucking waspy white fucking show that just made white people look bad.
No, you're not getting the meta, man. It's making fun of making fun of white people
Oh,
too.
shut
It's
up,
like it's
mushroom
it really is,
It
right?
is.
Connie Britton's character is exactly that. Like
Yeah.
that character in that show is nuanced. It's funny shit.
Which
I
one-
stand
who-
by it.
Which one was that?
She was the older, the mom.
The mom,
Who was
yeah.
so smoking hot. I wanted to eat her ass since Friday Night Lights.
You know who's super hot?
What?
From
Jennifer Coolidge.
No, I watched. I watched 6 seasons of it. I can't think of the name. Madam Secretary.
Tara
Tia.
Taya Leon.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Bad Boys.
Is that it?
Oh, I would push my wife in front of a bus. I'm telling you, I would stick my head under my wife's legs to eat her fucking. And I look up at my wife and go, "How am I doing?" Ugh, I love her.
She's hot. She's hot. I haven't seen her recently. The last I saw her was like Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey. That
I didn't
awful
see
movie.
that. I just watched Madam Secretary just to get some knowledge of politics. That's where I get all my
Just
knowledge.
because I want to know how the White House works.
That's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's why I watched The West Wing.
Sorry, I couldn't come home to to find out how the White House works and how the field workers are doing.
I mean,
we are at time. If you guys want to do your plugs and do the extra.
oh,
15.
thank God.
Mike has
Let me
been
get out
trying
of here.
to say that for 11 minutes.
What's
It's been
that?
fun to watch. I've been watching him struggle to try to interject to
He's just
say we're
the
at
bill
an
of
hour.
his hat popping up.
How long have we been doing this debacle?
About an hour. So we can do the plugs and then do the extra 15.
Hell yeah.
We'll do maybe
Voss, what do you got? You're the host.
AIDS. You can say that now because
It's curable.
it's curable.
You just go to Germany.
Really?
Yeah, you get
It's
whatever.
curable, or
They cured it?
You could arrest it.
I don't know. I mean, they cured it.
Really?
Yeah, didn't they cure Germany literally cured a dude with HIV.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching live this Saturday, you'll be at the Atlantic City Comedy Club in Atlantic City at the Claridge Hotel.
Yeah.
And then next week, you'll be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick.
Yeah, those two, Atlantic City Comedy Club this Saturday, and next Friday and Saturday, the Stress Factory. The end of the month, I'll be at the MGM, Brad Garrett's room at the MGM.
Nice.
Just go to richvoss.com. I'm sorry if you had tickets for Saratoga. I will rebook it. And Stress Factory, Atlantic City. And
You said that already.
I know, just you throw it in, it's subliminal.
MikeCannonComedy.com for tickets. The 8th through the 11th, I'm doing a little run with Brendan Sagalow. We're going through Columbus, Ohio. We're going to be at the Walrus. Then the 9th, we're in McHenry at the Downtown Theater, which Rosebud did, and I heard was a really fun show.
That's cool.
Which
Nice. What?
Which one?
McHenry,
I did.
downtown.
It's fun. You'll
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
that place
Illinois.
is great.
Hell yeah. So
Is that the Adam Punt? I mean,
You did
yes.
that too.
Yeah.
you'll like
Aaron.
it. Aaron.
Aaron's a good dude. And then the 10th and 11th, I'm going to be at Zany's downtown Chicago doing. So I trying to add shows, all that shit. Tickets are actually moving. So get tickets. Mike actually moving. What an endorsement for myself.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you got to. That's what they're doing now.
that's right. I'm very confident. It's a brand new hour than my special. It's really great. I'm solid. So
Great.
come see me. And then, here's the scenario on this network. Left button. Great podcast with me, Brendan Sagalow, Mike Feeney, all that shit.
All right.
All right. You can go watch my special Whiskey Fists on YouTube. I am going to be at Salt Lake. I'm going to be in Salt Lake City, October 15th, 16th. I'm going to be at Cobb's, San Francisco, December 12th. December 13th through like the 16th, I'm going to be all through Texas. And all of those dates are going to be on my website, rosebudbaker.com.
Fucking, everybody's working.
Yeah.
We're back.
And
We're
then
back. We're
Bobby's
all working.
dates. Bobby will be at Atlantic City, New Jersey, October 8th through the 9th, the Celebrity Theater. He will be at Huntsville, Alabama on October 14th through the 17th at Stand Up Live. In Timonium, Maryland at the Magoobies Joke House, October 22nd to October 23rd. At the Governor's Comedy Club, Saturday, October 30th. And then Skankfest South, November 5th through November 7th.
Oh, that's going to be so
Oh, and of course, Comics Come Home, November 13th at the
we're
ED
doing
Garden.
Wait,
So-
when is Skankfest?
in
November
November.
5th through 7th.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
Go to RobertKellyLive.com before dates.
Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'll be there.
And of course, Comics Wearables. Go get your shirts. We have shirts of for YKWD, Calta and Kelly. A lot of the face shirts, Sister Ping, and they'll be on screen when this is live. This is out. So
Hey, you know what?
dude.
Stick around, it's not over yet. This episode of YKWD is continuing now, exclusively on patreon.com/Robert Kelly.
Now open Wicked. This is why I love it. Ready? Wicked Good Wholesale Furniture. Come in and get wicked good deals on all your name brand furniture at 70% off regular retail prices. 70% off. Furniture for all your rooms. Now, don't be wicked pizza and get your smart ass. I love it. I love these fucking guys. Don't be a fucking wicked pizza. Get your smart asses over here, just over the the Phillipsburg Bridge. It's right here, 316 Town Center Boulevard, Easton, PA. Also, check out the website, wickedgoodfurniture.com, or just call them, 610-438-4829. I'm going to say that again, 610-438-4829. All right, you mentioned the podcast, you get free delivery and setup.
That's Bonnie. Hold on. Hello?
Oh my God, that was
wait,
a truly harrowing experience.
Well, hold on. I'm doing a podcast. I'm hosting with Mike Cannon and Rosebud.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Oh my God, is this what your life has come to?
No,
I leave you alone for a couple of weeks. And you're,
you think you had a harrowing experience?
Yeah, I'm filling in for Bobby.
oh my God, I started to think you guys were the same person.
Why?
Because you're always together. It's like you and Bobby, you and Bobby.
Yeah, he's my friend. I'm sorry.
Oh.
He'll do 69.
What?
Nothing.
That's disgusting. A working vacation.
I'll call you from.
Right.
I'll call you from the car.
Everyone I say, hey, congratulations to Rosebud on her special.
Congrats to you, Bonnie. Congrats on selling your show.
His 4-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. He's 2.
See you guys. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
How'd she get my number?
You guys are the best.
All right, listen. Thank you. Thank everybody for listening. Go to Mike Cannon's website, Rosebuds, richvos.com. Support comedy. Thank you, Bobby. You can hear him on Kelton and Kelly. He's got all his dates up. Mike, where you working?
I will be in San Antonio the 23rd of October, and I'll be at Skankfest.
Cool. He'll be at Skankfest. A lot of us will be at Skankfest.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I got to go swallow. Goodbye.
You've been listening to the YKWD podcast. Thanks for listening. Now go back to your shitty jobs.